G'day, g'day. How are we all? Welcome back to TF Custom Shaving Brushes Workshop. How's your weekend been, guys? It's nearly over, unfortunately, but I hope you have had a good one. Now let me just see what's going on here with this little picture-in-picture, because something's not quite right there by the looks of that. Something's happened to it. Oh well, I'll move it up. I'll move it up there out the way anyway, but I'll leave it that size for now, rather than mess around. I must have hit a button or something, or done something, and it's changed it. So no big deal. No big deal. Let's see how we're going here with levels, and let me get this set up first, guys, and then we'll crack on, eh? It doesn't seem to want to do what I want it to do, so oh, there we go. Let's get it up a bit higher. Come on. That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll get out of the way for us for now. So how we all been? All right. Let me just check up on the chat before we get too carried away with each other. So we've got Resin, we've got Catman in. How we doing, fellas? All good? Yeah, look, I was a little bit concerned about this one with all the sanding and the CA gluing that I had to do on it. So I come out, I had a bit of time earlier today, and I thought, oh, I'll come out and I'll have a look at this and see if I can get it prepared or at least ready for this afternoon. And you know, the plan was to have this being finished in part 2. But I got carried away with it, and I kept going with it, and I ended up getting it finished. I'm not happy with it though. There's a few flaws in the finish, and I'm just not 100%. I mean, it's a lovely looking brush, but there's a few little sort of ring marks where the CA hasn't been sanded properly, and there's a couple of just sort of dull spots on the CA finish, which I don't know what's causing that. So I'm not too happy with this one. I mean, the brush still looks great, don't get me wrong, but I'm not happy enough that I would put this one up for sale. So this one will go in the display cabinet until I decide and work out what I'm going to do with it. But I thought I'd still keep it here and just let you have a bit of a closer look at it, because it is pretty flash actually. But like I said, I just want to get the finishing technique 100%, and I'm still not happy the fact that I'll go to the different view on this one shortly, but I'm still not happy with the fact that I've still got burl and resin at the top, even though this knot's not going to expand like what a rhodium will. But I'm still not happy with that. I think I much prefer to have the resin at the top and have the timber away from the top section, or you know, from the top section down, but not so that the knot is actually set in the timber and the resin. So, but I'll show you the brush anyway, because it, like I said, it does look pretty stunning. The finish in how I've done the Chameleon and where the knot's set, and also the Chameleon with the holographic in it. It's absolutely stunning, it really is. But like I said, there's just a few other little things that I'm not 100% happy with. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it's a fantastic brush, and I'll go to camera 2 and I'll just let you have a closer look at it. I'll actually set it back up there and just let the camera see if it will catch the colours in that. Let's just change to there. So you can see the brush a bit closer there. I might even just zoom in a little bit for you, particularly on the handle. And if I just pick it up and maybe just throw it in different lights, so you can see the different colours that the handle reflects and shows. So you can see several colours there, golds and greens and blues and violet. And you can see where the knot's set as well. Up on the top you can see how it's colour changing as well. You can see a couple of the ring marks that I'm talking about in here that I'm not 100% happy with. And then you can see in the burl where all those cracks were. You can see there's a few shiny spots and a couple of little dull spots. I mean, look, I think that's just one of the things with the timber, but if I put enough coats of CA on it, then I should be able to eliminate that, you know. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just not 100% happy with it. I mean, look, the brush is absolutely stunning, as you can see there. The colour and everything that's in it, it's just absolutely spectacular. But I'm just not happy with the finish on it 100%. There's the bottom. So you can see the bottom there. That area down here is where the resin is, which meets the timber, both sides there. But again, you can see it's not 100%, and I'm just not. If I'm not happy with it, it doesn't get sold. So I mean, sometimes you can have little flaws, little material flaws in the handles, but you know, and I'll let them go through. But when there's so many things, I just wouldn't be happy to sell this. But overall, I'm happy with the colour and the pigment and the process. I'm happy with that process, although I would like to keep the burl away from the top where the knot gets set altogether, I think. And I quite like this effect here, which is painted inside where the knot gets set. If the camera will focus, because it does really show up the different colours in there, which is pretty nice. But anyway, so that's that one. So like I said, I'm not 100% happy with it, but I'm going to keep working on that that particular process. I do like the burl with the Chameleon and the acrylics and the holographic, so I'm going to keep continuing on with that. I'm going to try and do some of these other ones that I've got. I'm going to try and do them a little bit different, so I might even mount another piece of resin on top, maybe in a colour or multicolours, and I'll machine face these, and I'll do them that way, so that, you know, I might have a bit of waste off this. But I'd rather do that and get something that I'm happy with, as opposed to continue on and not be happy with them. So anyway, let's see how the chat's going, and then we'll crack on. I've got another handle in the I've got the holographic, the gold one with the black top, so that's what we're going to be turning tonight, and I'm going to try just a slightly different variation on shape again. Grey Dog, how are you, buddy? Good morning. Good, Brett. So you're happy with your other one, mate? Have a nice lather, nice shave, comfy in the hand, cool. Razor, I'm going to have to follow up on your ones then, because you should have had them by now, mate. Unless there's issues with Australia Post because of COVID in New South or whatever, but I'll see what I can track. Have you tried tracking it, mate? Yeah, I understand what you're saying there, Grey Dog, but they're typically hybrid resins, whereas I'm trying to do this Chameleon, so I want to try and do it a little bit differently. And I think the effect that I can achieve with that is quite nice, and it's unique because nobody else, I haven't seen anybody else do anything like these ones so far. So you know, I want to try and just develop it so that I'm happy with the technique. But yeah, I specifically don't want timber on the top, just with the issues that we've had with rhodium knots swelling up and causing the timber to crack. So I'm trying to avoid that. The resin is much stronger and it'll hold up to the rhodium knots much better, especially if it's got a slightly thicker wall as well. But even with a thick wall on the timber, it can cause them to push apart. So you know, it might be okay if it's totally timber as opposed to timber and resin, because obviously the weakest part is where the two materials join. But I've tried a couple of different ways now, and some ways have been successful and other ways have been unsuccessful. And I'm just, it's a particular look that I want to try and achieve with my Chameleon, excuse me. So yeah, I'm just going to try something else just to see how it turns out, and we'll take it from there. I mean, I may end up changing it again, but until I'm happy with it, I'm not going to be pushing them too much. Okay, well, it looks like I've caught up on the chat there, so we might get cracking on this one. This one I'm just going to try similar shape. I'm probably going to try, although the top black section's a little bit small, but I'm going to try and put the lotus type shape into that, and then I'm going to hollow the handle out down where you hold it, as I usually do, and I'm just going to try something a little bit different on the bottom. I'm going to put a little detail in so far up the handle, and then I'm going to round the bottom section off as well. So I'm just going to try that and see how we go. So anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking. I'm just going to square up that end before we get too carried away. I mean, it should have been relatively right, because I've done it on the metal lathe, but we'll see how we go anyway. So yeah, so we'll have a play with that. I'll have a further play with that process with the chameleons and the holographics, and we'll see what we can come up with that. So I am going to continue to pursue it, that's for sure. So getting a fair bit of, might be because this blank's a bit longer, I'm getting a bit of shuddering on the ends, so I think what I'll do is I won't go any further with that at this point. I'll drill it for the knot. So I'm just going to go in with a 25 and then machine it out till I get the size I want. Yeah, like I said, I'm fairly happy with that. I'm fairly happy with that handle. It's just the finish that I'm not happy with, and there's a number of reasons for that. So I will continue on with it. Trying to remember what size we went with that last one for loft. Ah dear. I know we made the loft about 53, 54. So yeah, around about the 15 mark, I think. So that was 13. So I might just go in another couple of mil. And that should be it. I'll just clear that out. And I might reset that camera for you too, so we get back to our view that we normally have there. So probably about there I'd say is probably okay. And the top one should be okay for continuing on anyway, so right, I'll get the tailstock out the way for a sec. We'll bring the tool rest in. So I'll just check that, see what we've got there. Probably need to go a little bit bigger. Yep, just a tad more. Okay, hopefully that should be that. And I'll just check that in there, see what that gives me. Yep, sweet. Put in the live center. just give that a little bit of support there. I think that camera could probably tilt down a little bit, or actually I might try wind it down a touch and just get it at a nicer height. That might be a better way to go. That looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Yeah, that's probably a little bit better. You see a little bit more of what's going on there, I think, Yeah, it's a carbon, it's a mica Pearl X pigment, but it's called carbon black, so it doesn't get a lot of sparkle or shimmer through it. It's more like just a solid black, but it is a Pearl X powder all the same. It probably would have looked nicer if I'd have sprinkled a little bit of gold through it. It probably would have looked nicer with the holographic gold handle, but I'd already cast it in the carbon black for a couple of other handles, and I've still got a couple of pieces here. Actually, I think one of yours got the carbon black on it as well. So I thought I might as well use them up for different handles, and I'll get an offcut off of this one as well. So the offcut for this one should be big enough that I can use it for the top of another handle. So we'll just see how we go. Okay, well, I'm just going to start to shape this the way I want it. I'm just trying something a little bit different. It'll be very close to what I normally do, but I just want to put a different spin on the bottom of the handle this time. So we'll see how it works for me. Got a little bit of CA around this. That's what's clunking away. I'll speed the lathe up as well, I think, and probably a little bit too high, just a touch. And I might take you to camera 3 so you can see a bit more of what I'm doing. That was just the back of the tool hitting the live center. So I'll have a look at that. Still want to tidy that up a bit more. Okay, a little bit more. Nah, no Chameleon. The Chameleon needs to be really painted on to get the right effect. So that's why I do it. I paint it onto the burls. If you mix it in with the resin, you don't get the same effect at all. It's totally different. Nearly there now. Okay. And I might try the, I'm just going to try going in with the spindle gouge here to start the shape off. Just to start it, and then I'm going to go in with the skew a bit more here. That's what I want. I want to go all the way up until I meet the black again. And that's probably around there, maybe a touch more. And I'm just going to round that bottom section here. I'm not sure whether the carbide is going to be too big for this. I'll have a look at it and we'll see how we go. Might just be enough to give me the round I want. I'm just going to go in a little bit deeper there. I don't want to go in too far. I want to go in a little bit, and I've got a line there, so I want to get that line out as well. Nearly there. I don't want to go close to that edge with my fingers at this point because she'll be razor sharp. So you can see that lotus shape starting to take place now. just sweeten that lower round down a bit, so we get it into the round here. We're still out around a little bit there. Still a little bit out around. Just there, nearly there. Not bad. I think the rest of that will come out with sanding. It's pretty good. I'm just going to nick that edge just to take the sharpness off it. Let me have a look at that. Yep, so we need to just clean that edge up a little bit more. If anything, just a tiny touch more. That'll probably do it. I'll go in with the carbide again just to sweeten that up. Have a look at that. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Yeah, I'm liking that. I just want to see where we finish the black and the holographic though. We're still a little bit out around there. Yeah, we're fairly close there, so we're not too far away. Tiny little bit there. That's all right. Now I'll just tidy this up. Okay. John, how are you, buddy? Okay, I'm just going to start shaping down below that top section now, and putting a bit of a curve in there, and then I'll sort of try and set my length for this handle. Let the streamers fly, eh? Until they get tangled up like that, and they just keep pulling more and more into the chuck. So I'll just get rid of this. And I'll just give it a little bit of air to give it a helping hand. All right. Okay. Here to learn. Just ask any questions, John. Happy to share and happy to help, mate. So feel free to ask away, mate. No silly questions. No silly questions here, mate. You just ask a question, you'll get an answer. If I can't tell you, I'll find out for you. Ryan, how are you, bud? Now it's in the bottom section of this handle that I want to make the change. I just want to add a little detail, and I just want to see how it's going to look. So it's not a drastic change or anything that I've done before. It's just a very subtle change, but like I say, sometimes those subtle changes can make a big difference to how the brush looks, you know. Might have to give that a clear out again. Yeah, Mum was telling me about the rugby. You must have been speaking to Mum on Messenger or Facebook or something. Right, so I'm just going to nick the edge off that to put that into round with that little bead there. Just a touch, very little touch. That's probably enough. Yep, I'm fairly happy with that. We do need to thin out in here though, so we'll go back to the carbide. Good on you, John, thanks mate, I appreciate that. Actually, I might look at my length now before I get too carried away. So I'll take this back, I'll sit the knot in there, take that out the way, and I'll have a bit of a look at that with the knot in there. So I'll put you to that camera for that. So I'm reckoning I might go back to my size of about 68 on this one, I think. Which is still a long handle, so I'm thinking probably round about here for the bottom of the handle, and I think that should look okay. If anything, maybe just a tad longer. So I'll put my parting tool mark in at that, and or just prior to that, and we can always drop it down a little bit later on, shorten it in length I mean. So actually, before I put that part mark in, I might continue on with the shape, because it might impact the shape that I want to try and put on here in the bottom, and I'd rather have a little bit of extra material if I stuff it up to still have material to play around with, you know, rather than cut myself short now. So I'm going to go in here hollow, but I want this to be more round, but I'm going to put a little detail in that as well, so you'll see once I get to that. But I just want to thin this out a little bit more in here first. Yeah, no worry, John. Like I said, if you get stuck with anything, mate, just sing out. Or if you got any questions about anything, just sing out, mate. Try and keep that vibration away. For some reason I don't know why I've got the vibration, because it's well supported. hear it there. So I'm just trying to sweeten that away because it will leave marks on it. I mean, it'll come out in the sanding, but just nice light cuts there to try and get rid of that. That'll do. I'm just going to have a look over the top, guys, so I'll put you to that camera first up. I just want to have a look and see how that shape's looking. That's not too bad. So I will determine my, I am going to determine my length now on the bottom. So I shall go in with the parting tool here, and I'll probably just make it a little bit longer than where my pencil mark was. And I'll take another bit off just to give us a bit of clearance. Yeah, knots are, John, there's lots of different knots out there, mate. I mean, the guys are talking about rhodium knots. They're an expensive knot, but they're the best knot you can buy. It's hand tied here in Australia as well. A fella by the name of Surjan. Beautiful, lovely knots. You can't buy better. But you might not be at that level where you want to spend $150 on a knot, you know, and then you've got to put it in a handle. But there is lots of other good knots out there which you can buy both locally here in Australia, or you can buy from overseas. I don't know if you've seen what I've done there, guys, so I've just, you know, I was talking about putting a different detail in the bottom. You'll see it in a tick when I change camera views. So I'm just playing really with this. I just wanted to try and see what it looked like with a little bit of a different detail on the bottom of the handle. So I'll go to camera 3 and just let you have a look at that now. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this back a little bit, this point here, just so it's not quite as heavy. Okay, I'm just going to give this a little bit of a sand up now and see how it shapes up. Probably too fast. Slow it down, a bit faster than that. There we go. You guys giving John a heap of good advice there about knots. Yes, most of them are from China. Well, I'd say probably 99% of them are from China resin, so you're spot on there, mate. It just depends on the supplier. You've got to find the good suppliers. Okay, might just give it a little bit of a rub by hand with this grip. Oh, should have maybe waited until the next grip, but I'll do this one just to see how we're coming together. I'll let you guys keep chatting away, and I'm just keeping buzzing away with this one, guys. I'll check the chat in a little while, see if my services are needed anywhere. But I'm sure you fine gentlemen will be able to advise John the best way forward. Isn't it amazing how just a tiny little detail, a very, very subtle detail, can totally, entirely change the look of a handle though? That's what amazes me about making the brushes, you know, like, you don't have to go to extremes in changing shape. You only just have to, you know, change a couple of little details, and it looks entirely, the whole handle takes on an entirely different look and feel. John, part one was about basically starting the turning of a Burl and Chameleon with a holographic pigment. It's now finished, mate, and I've started on this handle. So part two was really more about this one, but it was originally set up for this one. I'll quickly show you, and then I'll continue on. So this one's got timber burl on the back, so it's Mallee, brown Mallee Burl, and it's been stabilised in resin to make it impervious to water. And then it's getting dusty now because my hands are all dusty, but the inside of the burl has been painted with a chameleon pigment, so it's a colour changing pigment. So you'll see different colours within there's gold, you'll see red, you'll get a bit of gold, you'll get a bit of blue, depending on how the light hits it. And you can see I've also done the same up in the top here where the knot gets set. So this is fairly clear, but I've put the chameleon pigment in there. So the chameleon pigment actually changes colours, and it makes it takes the look away from the knot just sitting there basically in clear resin. So it gives it a nice alternative look, which changes colour as well depending on the light. And in the clear, there's also a little bit of holographic pigment being put in there as well, so it takes on a whole new sort of a look, you know. And then I've got my little medallion in the bottom there, TF Custom shaving brushes, as you can see there. So that was the Chameleon hybrid burl, and we've moved on from that now, and I'm on to this one here, which is another casting that I made some in an earlier stream, and I've bonded cast a black, carbon black piece, and I've bonded that to the Gold Holographic piece, and now I'm just in the process of turning this and obviously making this into another handle. So this will have another one of my 2-band finest set into it, and this one should polish up very, very nicely. It's a nice resin, it's got nice pigment in it, a nice mix, not overpowering, and it's basically clear with gold holographic pigment. Where are you from? Where are you based, John? You're in southern Spain. Oh, very good, mate. From the UK or? Yeah, from the UK. I think there's more people in Spain from the UK than what there is Spanish, isn't there? Yeah, I believe so, mate. I believe so. Very good. So you are not being affected too much by COVID where you are then? Far enough away from it? Or is it everywhere over there as well? You guys just chat away, I'll drop in and out as I need to. Oh, that's good, John, excellent, mate. We're the same up here in Queensland. We've been quite lucky so far, but a couple of the other states here in Australia have got it reasonably bad at this point in time again with the second wave. Hopefully they get on top of it. Oh, just go and get my little piece of sandpaper. Sorry guys. Too old for this. Getting down on my knees on the floor. Okay, I think we're ready to go wet sand now guys, so we might go back to that shop for you. In Tassie, yeah, beautiful country side down in Tassie, mate. Bit too cold for me though. I'm in Brisbane, in Queensland, North Queensland. Well, I'm actually in southeast Queensland, which is down the bottom end of Queensland. We've got Grey Dog, he's from the States, he's in the channel here as well. Grey Dog's in the States, so it's morning time over there for them. It's night time for us here at the moment. It's about 20 past 8 at night here in Queensland at the moment. Grey Dog's a turner as well, so Grey Dog, he gets on the lathe and turns stuff as well. So he's another turner. And Razor and Brett are avid wet shaving enthusiasts, so all things shaving. Yep, all over the place, mate. All the different time zones throughout. Australia has about 3 or 4 different time zones in its own country. Yeah. Well, John, just so you know, I normally stream every couple of days, so it's normally at the same time every night. It's 7 o'clock our time here, 7 o'clock in the afternoon or night time. And I'm normally on every, normally Tuesdays. It's normally Tuesday, then Thursday and Sunday nights as well. And occasionally I'll sneak in another one if Brett and Razor are not looking. Yeah, no, I had a bit on over the weekend, so I decided to give it a miss, mate. In actual fact, I've got a couple of busy weeks coming up with the SES because I'm going to be doing a couple of searches, and I've got a lot of final training to do. So that's sort of ramping up over the next. Well, it's ramping up now into August, and then after that, that's all my main training completed. So then it'll ease up a little bit. But training's ongoing, so there's always something to be done, but it's not full on. I've got an actual couple of full weekends coming up as well with trainings and search training and stuff, so I'm going to be struggling for doing all the streams, but I'll see how I go, and I'll try my best to keep them regular and keep them flowing, guys. So okay, that should do that one. Yeah, well, they've just introduced compulsory mask wearing in Melbourne here in Australia too, Grey Dog, and they're actually applying fines to anybody that doesn't wear it, which I think is about 200 Australian dollars if you're caught not wearing a mask out in public. Yeah, they've just introduced that here now, but only in Melbourne, which is Victoria. Yeah, it's very viral, mate. It can spread at a rapid pace, that's for sure. America's copping it really bad though. I feel sorry for America. it's shocking. I mean, the amount of people that are dying every day, and the amount of people that are getting, you know, diagnosed as being positive to it is just scary. It really is scary. Yeah, I think it should look quite nice, Razor. It's like I said, it's amazing. The shape is not that different to the normal shape that I do, but it's amazing how that little tiny detail in the bottom, you know, where you've got this sort of beaded section and then that little V groove, it's amazing how that just changes the look of the whole handle. And that's what I was saying before, you know, like, it doesn't take much to change it to give it an entirely different look. It might be very, very similar in shape, but it's amazing how that just tiny little detail can make it look like a different handle altogether, you know. So John, are you mainly looking to do wooden handles, or are you looking to do resins like this? Look, I think, Razor, I think a lot of it's got to do with the population too. I mean, obviously, our population is very, very small compared to some other countries throughout the world. I mean, America's probably, you know, our population is so large, it's inevitable that their numbers are going to be higher, much higher, but it's still scary when you hear some of the figures being quoted as to, you know, what's going on. Infections every day and people that are dying, it's just absolutely incredible. Yeah, much the same here, Grey Dog. I mean, you don't know what to believe, to be honest, but yeah, the resin's good fun, John. You'll once you get round to that, mate, you'll enjoy it. It just takes everything to the next level, you know. And you can get very creative with it as well, as you've seen with my Chameleon ones. And this one that I'm doing here was a casting that I done in one of the streams maybe a couple of weeks back or so. So that's me getting around to just turning it now. So you can get very creative and you can really give your handles that next look once you start getting into the resins. And there's all different aspects of the resins. I mean, you can get into hybrids, so you're mixing the resin with wood and all that sort of thing, like my Chameleon. But it takes you into a whole new level, so you have to have a little bit of research. You've got to, you know, trial things and find out what's going to work for you and what's not. And but it's all good fun. It's good fun experimenting, and you know, you can, like I said, you can get creative with colours and different mixes of pigments and stuff like that. So I really love that part. And the big thing with timber is you've got to be very, very careful, because like I said, with timber you've got to be careful for the timber taking on water. So everything needs to be well sealed or stabilised if you can, or you need to make sure that it's got a really good thick coating of some kind of water protection on it, so that the timber's not going to get wet and start swelling up. So you're starting to see this one come to life now. I'll be turning this one round shortly and then parting it off, and then we'll take it to the buffer and hit it with a buff, and then we'll give it a polish up, set the knot, set a coin in the bottom, one of my maker's coins. Although, yeah, we'll see when we get there, I suppose. Should be okay. Okay, get rid of that for now. We'll give that a little dry off. So there you go, lads. There's the oh, what have we got there? We got, it's like something's rubbed on that. I don't know what that is. Is it going to come off? See if that came off. Oh, I think it's just sticky stuff off the pad, I think. I've maybe rubbed the edge of the pad or something on it and it's left a mark. It's coming off. Should maybe put a bit of cream on it and take it off with a bit of cream. It's nearly there. It'll come off in the next stage anyway. I just didn't want it to be a mark. So that's all good. So there we go. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll take this off now and we'll turn it around and then we can part off the bottom. So we'll sit that up there out the way for now, and I'll take this chuck off. Thanks, John. Yeah, it'll look nice when it's completely finished, mate. Once it's been properly polished, it'll be quite nice, quite effective. So I'm just going to turn it around now and part off the bottom, and then we can detail the bottom of the handle. Wrong one, need the big one. This Gold Holographic looks absolutely stunning though, it really does. And although it looks gold, and it is gold, that's what it is, but it throws a lot of different colours in there too. Some of the sparkle, you know, you can see reds and greens and all different types of colour in there, so it's quite effective. So I'm just going to set up the tool rest now. I'm going to drop it down nice and low for the parting tool. And bring it in fairly close, and then we'll bring in the tailstock just to give it a little bit of additional support. We'll just turn that music down just a touch again. It looks like it's gone up a little bit. And then I'll speed the lathe up and we'll part this off. I'll make a second cut just to stop the tool binding in the cut. So as you can see there, I've got enough on that. I've got enough on that that I can use that on another handle. So I'll keep those bigger bits. Let me get the chart back up. And I'll just slow that down for now and stop it actually till I get the tool rest set up for hollowing out the bottom. So I'll just check my spindle gauge for right position. Yeah, that should be all right. So we'll speed it up again and just nice gentle cuts here. And I'm just going to put my usual hollow in the bottom. And then I'll check that with a steel rule just to see how hollow I am. No, it still needs to go more yet. we'll see how that looks. And that's still pretty flat, so I need to go in more yet. I think this tool might need to be reground. I've sharpened up the diamond card, but I think it's losing its edge now. I think that should do it now though. Yes, we've got a nice hollow there now. That's good. Happy with that. So I can move that away. We'll just go through a little bit of sanding now. Probably a little bit too fast. So let's slow it down. Stop it and have a look, and just give it a little touch up by hand at the same time. Okay, I'll do that one. Yeah, there's plenty of videos there for you, mate. They're all quite long, so you know, they're anywhere around the 2 hour to 3 hour mark, so I am trying to cut back on that as much as I can and maybe split them up over 2 streams as opposed to trying to complete them all in 1 stream. But brushes like this, I mean, I can normally knock these over in a couple of hours, so you know, we're nearly an hour and 50 now on this one, but I took some time to explain and show the last brush that I made, which should have been part 2, but I finished it before we got to part 2, so So we're probably going to run over a little bit We'll probably run over 2 hours here, just trying to get the bottom of this one finished. I've still got to set the knot and set the coin, but that doesn't take too long. And I've still got to give it a little bit of a buff and a polish up. So we'll run a bit over 2 hours with this, but that's all good. We'll have a finished brush at the end of it. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly run through the pads now, the soft touch pads, just nice and slowly, and just make sure we get the bottom of this right, and then we can get ready to recess for the coin.
Okay, we're nearly there. That'll do us. Okay, so we'll just give it a dry off again in the bottom there. And I'll get this out the way. It's about there. We'll remove the live centre and we'll put this Forstner bit in, 25mm. We'll slow the lathe down, speed it up a little bit.
I'll bring that in until it touches. Okay, now I can probably take that out, and move that out the way. And I'm just going to give that edge a little bit of a softener. I might have to turn this tool rest back around. Bring that in. In actual fact, I'll hit it with the fine sandpaper just to round it. I don't like it having a sharp edge. That'll do that. Nearly there, fellas. That'll do us. Now we'll just give that a little bit of a dry off again. Yep, that's not too bad. I might just drop a little bit of that cutting compound in there, just to give it a little touch. Oh, too much again. Can never seem to get that right, can I? Get a fresh towel. don't know why I'm doing this, because I've got to buff it. Unless, mind you, it might not need a buffing. We'll see how we look. Grey Dog, I'm not 100% sure at this stage, mate. I'm going to have to come up with something real quick, haven't I? I mean, I've got another one of these that I want to do, which is the rose gold one. And I do have a heap of other blanks there that I can turn handles out of, but I'm thinking of changing it up a little bit too. I might even make a pen. But whether that's next stream or whether it's a stream or two after that, I'm not sure yet. Is there anything in particular you would like to see? Right. Yeah, I haven't put the plastic X on it yet, but oh, you've cleaned all your handles up with it. Yeah, good stuff. Excellent, mate. Yeah, I could do a wooden handle, mate. I've got, you know, a heap of timber kicking around that I can pick up a piece and turn a nice wooden one. Could do that. You want a wooden handle? We'll do a wooden handle, eh? How does that sound? We'll try that. We'll do a wooden one. I'll see if I can dig up a nice piece of wood and we'll do a nice wooden one. Okay, I'm going to go to the buffer, lads, so I'll turn the music up and turn me off, and I'll go to the buffer. I shouldn't be too long because this one's pretty nice anyway, straight off. It's only going to need a very, very light buff and a bit of polish. I'll bring it back here, stick it back on, and we'll hit it with a bit of plastic X shortly. You can see it there. It's pretty good straight off now. And then we can set the coin in, set the knot in, and we'll finish that one. So I'll just stick my little notice up, guys, and I'll switch me off and I'll be back in a tick, eh? Okay, let me get rid of that for yous. And she's a lot shinier now. Let's get that buffing compound out of there. How's the music going? Okay. Must have a couple of quiet ones on, have we? Yeah, so this one's nearly there. I'll just put it back on the chuck. Excuse me, I'll put it back on the chuck now. And I'll just hit it with a bit of plastic X just to bring it up that next level. And then I'll glue the coin in, glue the knot in, and we shall be done. So a little bit of Plastex, Maguire's Plastex, that's the one I use. Just take that music down a tad now. And you only need a tiny little bit, but I normally end up spilling it over it. That'll do it. And then I just rub that into the blank with my finger, just very lightly. Just make sure the whole blanks or the whole handle's got a bit of coverage on it. Even on the top there, it's a little bit. Okay, nice and slow to start with. Make sure we've got nothing in the bottom because I want the epoxy to glue the coin in well there. Get up into that little detail there as well. Make sure she's shined up. I've got two English Staffordshire Terriers. They're two blue staffies, yeah. So I've got brother and sister from a litter, and we just had both of them desexed about a week apart. So they're only just they've only just hit the 7-month mark, I suppose. So they're still young, but they're very good. They're very well behaved. Lovely dogs. I'll get a couple of pictures one day and I'll put them up so that you can see them. They're just great fun, the two of them. Well guys, I think that's shiny enough. What do you think? You think that's shiny enough? Don't think you can see it very well in that shot there. It lets you see what I'm doing when I'm doing work here, but it doesn't let you see the handle very well. And I think this one is probably there you go, there's the handle anyway. You can see the handle. I'm pretty happy with that. So anyway, we'll take that off now, and I'll set that over there for now. And I will need to get out a coin because I'm going to put a antique brass in that one with the gold. So I'll grab a antique brass. And I'll bring my little glue board over. Get that out the way for now. We'll bring the knot over. So there's the knot. Might zoom that out a touch so we can get the whole board in. There we go. There's the knot, there's the coin on the medallion. There's the handle. And got a mixing stick here. And a little bit of epoxy here. I'll set that there for now out the way. Get a little bit of epoxy in here. Yeah, well and truly. She's been well used. Probably time I should replace it actually. It's got a hell of a build up of glue on it, but and I just keep finding another spot for it, you know. Every time I mix up a new batch. So you can see what I'm doing there, just pushing the glue around in the bottom, making sure I'm getting glue everywhere. A little bit, but not much, oozing out. Tiny little bit ooze, but that's all good. Excuse my phone ringing there in the background. My wife will answer that. She hasn't fallen asleep. Okay, and then we'll get the rest of that now, and we'll put a good serve of that into here. Now I've just gone and touched the side of the handle with the mixing stick and put a little dollop on the side, so wipe that off before I sit the knot in there. So I'll do that now. Just get another little touch of methylated spirits. That's it, done. And I'll just give this bottom of this knot a little rough up with a bit of sandpaper. Fairly coarse stuff. Around the very bottom of the knot as well, just on the glue plug. I'm doing that off camera, but should be there. And I'll give that a wipe with the methylated spirits again. And then I'll put a little bit of glue on there, and a little bit just around the sides there. I think I've got plenty in the handle, so that'll do us. And I'm just going to take that and seat it down in there. And I've just checked that loft, so that loft is sort of 53, 54, which is normally where I like to set these 2-band finest. And there we have it. Check the bottom again, just give it a little wipe. looks pretty good, the antique brass in there with the gold holographic. Fairly pleased with that. So let me just take it to another shot. We'll go to that one there, which will let you see that from there. And then there's the coin in the bottom. Nice and shiny. There we are. And I quite like that little detail on the bottom with the lotus shaped top on the top. I think that looks quite effective. What do you reckon, guys? Not a bad shape at all. I'll sit it there for now. I'll just get rid of this board and stuff from the lathe here. Music's gone a little bit too high again, so I'll turn that down. Put the top on my methylated spirits, which is nearly finished. Still didn't get another bottle of that yet. Every time I go down to Bunnings, I keep forgetting to grab one. So yeah, so there we go. There's the holographic, and there's the holographic, the Chameleon, color changing brush with bow, and the holographic gold. Quite pleased with them. Like I said, the holographic one, yeah, I mean it's still a nice looking brush, but I'm just not 100% happy with the finish on it. So see what happens. See what happens. Might even end up in my shaving den yet. But we'll see, we'll see. Okay, let me catch up in the chat and then we're going to call it a night, because that's nearly 2.5 hours. We're way overdue, aren't we? No worries, Razor, mate. It's a pleasure, buddy. We'll just have to track down your bloody brushes, though. I'm a bit peeved at that, mate, because normally they get there pretty good with the express postage, mate. They're normally, you know, next day or at least a couple of days, and then they're usually there. So, yeah, a bit disappointed there. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, guys. Yeah, John, you're welcome back anytime, mate. Like I said, every Tuesday, Thursday, and normally a Sunday, and occasionally I'll slip one in between the Thursday and Sunday, John. So, yeah, and it's always round about this time, mate. So, 7 o'clock Queensland time, our time, but whatever time that equates to at your place. Yeah, thanks guys. Well look, that's it from me. So I'm going to pull the shed door down and shut up the workshop. So once again guys, let me get to the main camera here. Once again guys, thanks very much for dropping in. We did get a couple of brushes done. So I'm fairly pleased with that. We got them finished. There they are. I normally put pictures up on the website or on the Facebook page. Sorry, on the Facebook page. I normally put them up on my TF Custom Shaving Brushes Facebook page. I normally put them on a little carousel and take a little 30-second video clip of each of the brushes so you can get a better look at them. So we'll do that anyway, and I'll put them up. So if you want to drop onto the TF Custom Shaving Brushes Facebook page as well, you'll see these brushes probably in a little bit more clear, you know, a clearer look on them than what you're getting here with all the lights and everything. So yeah, feel free to drop over there and have a look. And until then, catch you next time. Cheers and thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care guys. Thank you. Bye bye.